Couldn't find one.
That's it.
They didn't have We're on.
All right,
Go
it is
for
a
it.
10 o'clock, so we will officially call this meeting of the Seneca County Board of Commissioners to order for Thursday, January 15th, 2015. Please join us for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Zoller, will you offer the prayer?
Absolutely. Dear Lord, please give us the strength and the guidance to make the tough decisions that are needed in this office to lead the people in Seneca County and to do the right things. In your name, amen.
Amen. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Stacy?
Here.
Commissioner Zoller?
Here.
Commissioner Kirschner?
Here.
We'll have the signing of the journal, and then I'll accept a motion to approve the DVD recording from the previous board session, which was Tuesday, January 6th, and the written index of that meeting.
Make a motion that we approve the meeting, or the minutes as outlined.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Approved, thank you. This is our reorganizational meeting for 2015 for the Board of Commissioners. And so we have a couple of resolutions, one to establish our actual meeting, our officers and meeting schedule, and then the other to do all the board appointments and such. So I believe, Tanya, you have a resolution prepared for the reorganizational meeting. You want to, I guess maybe, I don't know how we want to do that. You want to read the beginning of it and then have the motion, or
We
no?
do each section separately.
Separate, okay. Okay.
So again, this is a resolution for reorganization of the Board of Seneca County Commissioners for 2015. First of all, I need a motion for president.
So moved.
Yeah, what do you want the motion to be?
Yeah, I would make a motion that if Holly would consider to remain as president of the Board of Commissioners for Seneca County Commissioners.
Second.
Okay, yes, I will agree.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so we
And then
have
we have to vote.
a motion and a second that I remain as chairperson or president of the board. Roll call.
Commissioner Kirschner?
Yes.
Commissioner Zoller?
Yes.
Commissioner Stacy?
Yes.
And then we need to do the same for vice president, please.
I will nominate Commissioner Zoller to continue as
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Kirschner?
Yes.
Commissioner Zoller?
Yes.
Commissioner Stacy?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go ahead and read the schedule that we have set for 2015, and we can motion after. The board session days will be every Tuesday and the last Thursday of every month at 10 a.m. starting the week of February 3rd, 2015. Quarterly meetings will be moved to a various location. These locations will be given at a later date. This meeting will be at 7 p.m. instead of 10 a.m. The dates for these meetings are January 20th, April 21st, July 21st, and April 20th. Work sessions will be at 9:30 a.m. the second Tuesday of every month, starting in February.
We have a motion to accept that as our schedule for 2015.
I have a question first. Are we going to continue with a work session or prior, or is that going to be a different motion, another motion?
No, it's all in
It
one.
was in there.
Second Tuesday of every month at 9:30.
Second Tuesday, okay, so the last Thursday of the month, we'll have a meeting, and the second Tuesday of every month will be a work session
At 9:30, yeah.
at 9:30. I'll make a motion that we accept those dates as mentioned.
Second.
A motion and a second to adopt the schedule as presented and read in the resolution. Any questions, concerns? Not a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Kirschner?
Yes.
Commissioner Zoller?
Yes.
Commissioner Stacy?
Yes.
The only other note I'll make on this resolution is the president of the board may call special session whenever it be necessary.
Okay. Thank you. The second resolution for our reorganization portion of this meeting is the appointments for the Seneca County Board of Commissioners. And I'll let you proceed, Tanya.
Okay, these are the appointments that each of you have expressed to Stacy that you would like to sit on. For Commissioner Kirschner, I have CIC, or Community Improvement Corporation, the District Health Advisory Board, the OSS Solid Waste District, Children and Family First Council, Seneca Regional Planning Commission, Health Insurance Advisory, Board of Revisions, WS Community Action Commission, and Erie Basin RC&D. Commissioner Stacy, we have Community Improvement Corporation, District Health Advisory Board, OSS Solid Waste District, Records Commission, Seneca Regional Planning Commission, Tiffin Area Chamber of Commerce, FEDC, and Fair Board. And Commissioner Zoller, Community Improvement Corporation, WIA, District Health Advisory Board, Law Library Resources Board, the NORCOG, OSS Solid Waste District, Seneca Regional Planning Commission, and SIDAC.
I make a motion that we would accept those appointments as discussed.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second to accept the appointments as discussed and presented. Roll call vote, or if there's any questions. It looked like everything I had told Stacy was on there. Everybody else said what you wanted, okay?
Commissioner Kirschner?
Yes.
Commissioner Zoller?
Yes.
Commissioner Stacy?
Yes, all approved, thank you. We can proceed with the remainder of the agenda. Do we have any adjustments to the agenda? Anything we want to get added here that we don't forget to mention other than,
I just have a proclamation for Jeff in front of me. If
Okay.
you want to read that
okay.
later on.
Nothing else. We have no old business listed. Let's begin with the new business and the bill vouchers.
Bill vouchers 3 through 5. I have a supplemental appropriation for the VOCA Expansion Project Fund 158, effective January 1, 2015. It's for $1,600 into travel. I have an annual appropriation resolution for various funds for 2015. I have the Juvenile Special Projects Fund 079, putting $18,000 in equipment and $50 into contract services. I also have the Juvenile Program and Services Fund 176, putting $3,000 into contract services, $500 into travel, and decreasing the workers' comp line by $20. These are just some adjustments, things that were left off the original budget. Supplement to the permanent appropriations for the Delinquent Real Estate Tax Fund 021, putting $1,000 into equipment. Resolution approving the bonding company in the bond for J.A. Meyer, elected as Seneca County Probate Judge, term expiring February 8th, 2021. Another resolution approving the bonding company in bond for J.A. Meyer, elected as Seneca County Juvenile Judge, term expiring February 8th, 2021. Resolution reappointing Paul Harrison to the WSOS Community Action Commission for a 1-year term commencing January 1st, 2015 and expiring December 31st, 2015. Resolution appointing Mike Kirschner to the WSOS Community Action Commission for a 1-year term commencing January 1st, 2015 and expiring December 31st, 2015. Resolution authorizing the Seneca County Engineer to hold an annual meeting of county and township authority. Resolution authorizing the expenditure of funds for supplies for times of snow removal, emergencies, and meetings held by the Seneca County Engineer. Resolution authorizing the Seneca County Engineer to use the force account pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, Section 5543.19, for the year 2015 in the matter of routine maintenance of equipment and yard facilities and such emergency work as necessary. Resolution authorizing the Seneca County Engineer to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission state capital improvement and/or local transportation improvement programs and to execute contracts as required for Issue 1, Round 30 for Seneca County. Resolution designated Mark R. Zimmerman as the authorized agent to participate in the ODOT Cooperative Purchasing Program. Resolution establishing the ability to dispose of unneeded, obsolete, or unfit county property by means of online internet auction as an alternative to public auction or sealed bid, and charging county departments, administrators, or directors with disposal management oversight. Resolution authorizing an amendment for the agreement with North Coast Regional Workforce Investment System Subgrant Agreement, WIA Youth Program, on behalf of the Seneca County Department of Job and Family Services. Resolution authorizing the Seneca County Board of Commissioners to enter into the Access Visitation Grant SFY 2014 with Patchworks House on behalf of the Seneca County Department of Job and Family Services. And finally, I have a resolution authorizing the Seneca County Board of Commissioners to certify the 2014 County Highway System Mileage Certificate.
That's what it.
Okay.
That's all the resolutions? Yes. Page one, show now. Any motion?
I make a motion, we adopt those as outlined.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt the resolutions as outlined, presented. Any questions or concerns on any of those? Good. On this reorganizational beginning of the year stuff?
Yep.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Kirschner?
Yes.
Commissioner Zoller?
Yes.
Commissioner Stacy?
Yes, all approved. Okay. At this time, we have one more proclamation, I believe, we had for going to Commissioner Wagner. Presented that we wanted to do. So I will read the proclamation. Whereas Jeffrey D. Wagner began his public service involvement when he was elected to the Mohawk School Board. Jeff participated in the parent-teacher organization and was later appointed to the County Board of Education. And whereas Mr. Wagner was elected as Seneca County Commissioner and served from 1997 to 2002, when he then became state representative of the 81st District from 2003 through 2010, when he then became Seneca County Commissioner again in 2010 through 2014. Whereas Mr. Wagner stated that most of his favorite accomplishments have been serving as a state representative. While in the position, Mr. Wagner had written and passed legislation for different bills. Due to one bill that he wrote and got passed, Mr. Wagner received the Legacy Award from the Lifeline of Ohio. And whereas Mr. Wagner also has favorite accomplishments from the Commissioner's Office, such as the building of the Seneca County Youth Center. Even though Mr. Wagner wasn't in office for the start of the project, he was happy to see it through. And now therefore be it resolved that this Board of Commissioners, Seneca County, Ohio, be and it does hereby recognize and commend and honor Jeffrey D. Wagner on dedicating 23 years of his life to public service and helping everyone along the way. And then to be signed by the three of us. Do we need a vote on that or just?
No.
Okay, so we just, I'll sign that. Is that the final one or?
No, we gotta put it on pretty paper.
Okay, so we're about signing again. Not complete. All right, at this point, it brings us to an opportunity for citizens' comments. So we will move into that, and if you would, got comments to make sure you please state your name and affiliation, either with the county and or organization, if you're representing one, and we'll go from there. Okay, right here. Hi.
I stand up.
It's up to you. You can stand or you can stay seated, but our meetings are all recorded. It will pick up voices even though it only picks up visually from where Brittany's at in that front row this way.
All right. My name's Amy Tripp, and I'm a citizen.
Mhm.
I am here to ask that the intersection US 24, 224, and County Road 23 be a safer intersection. It is located between 19 and Attica. That intersection is very unsafe, even under the best of conditions. There is an incline on the eastbound lane of 224, just as you approach County Road 23, with a suggested speed limit of 35. I've spent many hours out there over the past couple of years, and there are only two scenarios that makes this intersection safe. And that is if you're headed west on 224, or if you are coming from the north, headed west, and then you turn west on that intersection. Any other scenario, under the best circumstances, are very dangerous. On September 29th, 2012, my children were in an accident at that intersection. 2 of my children were seriously injured, and the driver of that truck was killed. In that instant that the trucks collided, it forever altered the lives of 4 extended families, ruined the life of one, and killed another person. I am trying to make this intersection safe for our entire society, and hopefully another family does not have to go through the tragedies that we did. Thank you. Oh, excuse me. I've also called ODOT and talked to them about this, and they said that they would have to have a meeting and then they would get back with me, and this has been well over a year ago, and I haven't heard anything, and I haven't seen any alterations to the road. Thank you.
Thank you so much. How can we facilitate something like that? I'm certainly very, very sympathetic of your situation there. I mean, it's tragedy. How can we as commissioners, I know ODOT does a yearly meeting where they come in and give us an overview of what they're doing in the county and so forth and so on, but, I mean, this is a serious matter.
Well, they project their projects, their rehab projects, any new construction, all those kinds of things, but I'm gonna make the assumption you've reached out to ODOT District 2 in Bowling Green, is the office you called?
I called here in Tiffany.
No, okay, you called the local garage,
Yes.
okay. What we probably wanna make sure is that ODOT in the Bowling Green office, because they would do other safety work and improvements and stuff out of the District 2 office, because that's the district we are part of, Seneca County is. I would assume they pass that information on, but it might be worth communicating to them by a letter or a call directly up there at the DAT office. And since it's a county road, and then to make sure our county engineer as well is aware, the same communications got copied on that and is aware of it. They do everything by their, accident reports and those kinds of things, but it might be worth asking them in the communication
And I
about the
believe
number that they
could be
have.
part of the issue. If I remember correctly, there was only 1 other accident, and there was not any fatalities. So I'm assuming that's why they're not.
Which is very unfortunate, shouldn't have
Yes.
to take that.
Exactly. But, if anybody's familiar with that area, they know that it is unsafe.
Yeah,
You have to know tricks and,
Yeah.
and if people are driving correctly, it still aren't the best circumstances.
Sure,
Let
sure.
alone if they're not.
yeah.
Can we as commissioners, can we send a letter to District 2 outlining this process? And do we know when Todd Odette is going to be down here, when he does their yearly summary, where perhaps we can invite you back at this time? Because you'll now have the director of District 2 that will be here, and your story is very heartwarming. I mean, it's tragedy. And that may be a way to elevate this situation and get some response to it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, first, can we send a letter as a commissioner?
We can, but we
to-
would probably need for you to put your stuff in writing to us, so we have that information.
Okay.
And then we can, by you sharing that with us, we could forward it to the 2 offices, to Mark and to District 2 office at the same time. And then with that, if you would leave your contact information when you give that, then they can let you know when we know
Yeah.
if Mr. Ardot is going to be here.
And it's usually in the first quarter that ODOT is down here, the directors of District 2, that they're down here, and we'll know in advance. If we could then contact you, and if, I hate to impose on you, but if you could come back, and you have a very compelling story, that you could be here when they're here. If they hear it, I think it's gonna resonate right to the top.
Okay, thank
And
you.
I hate to ask you to do
No,
that,
that's
but I
fine.
think that would be
Whatever I need to
helpful.
do. I'll go out and help them if I
Well, I
can.
understand that, so certainly Tanya, if you could get this young lady's name and phone number so that because we will know in advance before they're gonna be here.
Amy, have you talked to anyone about what improvements to that intersection?
Excuse me?
Have you talked to anyone about what improvements to that intersection would be helpful? I mean, have you had any professional look at it?
They did, when I talked to ODOT, suggest that the road could be shaved. I think with the amount of traffic on that road, that would be the least invasive.
You flatten the hill?
Yes.
Okay. And is there anything on County Road 23 at that intersection?
No.
That would help?
No, it's totally flat.
Okay, because I mean, that's where we have jurisdiction on that county road.
Yeah, County Road is 23 is totally flat.
Okay.
I believe it's a regular stop sign there. They could maybe put a flashing stop sign
Yeah, I mean,
there or
could it be
something to that
widened, or is
effect.
there anything that might,
Excuse me?
that intersection, is it possible to have that widened? Or, as Tanya said, a flashing light there, a stop sign as opposed to a regular stop sign?
The stop sign on County Road 23 is there. But on 224, there's
Right.
nothing but the.
We're saying that maybe there
just-
could be a bigger sign or a flashing sign or something like
It's
that.
more of a visual thing, because when you're going like towards Attica from 23, the hill down, when you're sitting on 23, either way, you can't see really what's coming over the
Heading
hill.
east.
What's this in relationship to the school?
It's,
East or west?
closer to
Way
Tiffin
west.
from the school,
West of that.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. And then this, Commissioner Kirschner is absolutely correct. I mean, we got some teeth we can deal with our county roads, county engineer. When it comes to ODOT, all we can do is just, basically get on our hands and knees and
We'll make them aware.
but
Yeah, the issue is with 224.
Yeah. All right.
you could, again, just recapping, if you could recap what you've said, so we can get that in a letter form coming from the commissioners to District 2 ODOT, I think that will help, because it coming from the commissioners, we can use our position and try to
Okay.
elevate this story a little bit. And then we will notify you when the District 2 director is down here. I think that would be very, very helpful.
I will get that in writing and drop it off tomorrow.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
It's tragedy.
Anyone else for citizens' comments at this time? Yes,
Hi, good morning, I'm John Barga, Happy New Year. I live in Clinton Township, and as I understand, the city is planning a new curbside recycling program or trash pickup program. I don't know the details of it. I'm just wondering, will we still be able to use Carl's Hauling, and will we still have the recycling dumpsters at the fire station in Clinton Township after this goes through?
if you're in the township, yes, in the township, that is just for the city of Tiffin. I was in 2 meetings with the mayor yesterday where he was asked extensive questions on this. I will
Okay.
not proclaim to be an expert by any means, but just
all right.
being a little more familiar with the township situation. But yeah, it does not affect Clinton Township, it is just the city. And the township program is continuing where all the townships participate in the recycling program with OSS and have the dumpsters at I think Clinton has two locations, the one at 224 and at that fire station, and I don't know where their other one is at.
That's the one that I use.
Okay, but that is going to continue.
Okay, so my service won't be disrupted, I could be able to stay with
Whatever
it.
service you have at your resident, no, that will not change, that is totally
Okay.
up to you.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Uh-huh. Any other citizens' comments? We go to the order. Okay. All right, seeing none, just would like to mention that our next meeting, as stated in that reorganizational, we're continuing quarterly evening meetings, so our next meeting next Tuesday is at 7 p.m. in Green Springs, in the Village Council facilities there. I don't know the address of the street. Can't tell you how to get there, but anyway, that's when we will meet again, 7 p.m. in the Village of Green Springs Council Room on January 20th. Not, if there's nothing else, let's go to the order from anyone.
Yeah,
Okay.
a couple comments. One
Yeah.
is, for this meeting at Green Springs next week, if we could request Ken Majors, our EMS director, to be there. I'm sure there will be questions and
Oh,
concerns over
I think he was already planning on being
Yeah.
there.
the EMS thing.
And he was telling me he was working on a year-end update, and I
Yeah.
said that, told him about a week ago that that'd probably be a good time to, then to present it
Okay.
at that meeting.
Okay, and then, you guys know me well enough, I like to jump right in the fire. Don't like to beat around the bush about things, but we know that we have some controversy on the board here with making a decision February 10th on the Joint Justice Center, the location and so forth, and I understand that the results of the independent study, or the independently funded study through SIDAC will be completed by the end of the year, but again, there seems to be, we're getting a lot of
By
calls.
January.
I'm sorry, by the
Don't
end
put
of,
it to the end of the year.
end of January.
January 28th.
One thing we all have to realize that, we all appreciate the green space and all this and all that, but we also have to realize as county commissioners, we have a responsibility to be good stewards of taxpayers' money. And while there certainly is a lot of support for utilization of the green space and to continue to use the, I call it the East Junior High School, for the old timers be Columbian, the new terminology is East Tower. We all have to be cognizant that there is most likely going to be additional cost to that, substantial additional cost. So I just want the citizens of Seneca County to keep that in mind. You know, it's our job to be good stewards of taxpayers' money, and realizing that there is going to be some substantial cost with that. Now, we'll wait to see how the study, how it comes out the end of the, what's it, in 2 weeks now, But again, we got to keep in mind that, you know, we don't want to continue to prolong this because we're going to add cost to the project. Since I was part of the whole original study, they talked about increased cost every year of roughly about 5%, so that's adding another $425,000 price tag every year. We also have to be very cognizant that interest rates are, well, I'm not going to say it's at the lowest point, but my God, it's got to be close to the lowest point of what it's ever going to be without them paying us money to borrow money. So there's certainly reasons why this board has to take very direct decisions, and we can't continue to use a proverbial thing of kicking the can down the road. So that's why, and I applaud Commissioner Kirschner for finally saying we got to make a decision. I'm very happy that the study will be done, because that was our direction as commissioners, is to look at all avenues of this and make a decision based on the total project, and so we'll be able to have that. But again, we have to make a decision, and we have to be cognizant that the East Junior High School will certainly have a higher price tag to it versus the original study suggesting the annex. So, again, I don't like to run from controversy. I like to just hit it head on. And that's the thought process.
Anything else? Go to the order?
Yes, Tanya,
Yeah.
yes.
We were contacted by the Wood County Board of Commissioners. They would like to hold a meeting on Thursday, January 22nd at 2 p.m. regarding the joint ditch number 2473, otherwise known as the South and East Branch of the Portage River. This was a project that started several years ago. It's kind of like a Wolf Creek.
Yeah.
No, we don't have to go to those
Size.
anymore. We can do it.
Well, that
Okay.
one, I had sent an email asking if we could, but because it is an update, I'm going to assume that they're going to have, like what Mark does when we have our updates for Wolf Creek. I'm guessing they're gonna have visuals and things that you guys may wanna be there for. But I have not heard back since I've asked her if we could just do it over the phone or not. Sure of that.
If we can't do a conference call, because it's not a hearing, it's an update meeting versus a hearing, I am able to go. I don't know if anybody else.
Unfortunately, I think it's the 24th. I will be traveling that day.
22nd.
22nd.
22nd, I'm traveling that day.
So we can, are you available if we need two of us there, Mike?
I think so. I mean, I'd have to check that.
Okay. All right. If you find out we can't, well, even if we do it by, we're still gonna need two of us. If we do it by conference call. If it's a hearing type, but if it's an update, they might want us there,
No,
but they may not
I believe
need a
the letter
majority.
just said that it was an
Time's up.
update.
2 p.m.
All right.
in Bowling Green.
Right. And then other things, I guess, just as a general information, we are all, it's on the calendar, the county calendar, we are all invited to be part of the Board of Elections meeting on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Their meetings are public meetings anyway, and they do, I think, contact the newspapers with their notices of their meetings, but they have asked all of us to be there
This coming Tuesday?
this coming Tuesday at 5 p.m. So just, we will
20th.
all three be present for that. It's not our meeting, but they've asked us to be there, so.
I've requested that meeting because there's certainly, we approved their budget, a portion of their budget, and the request was substantially higher than what previous budgets were, so I thought that it was necessary that we have a
You're
better
the reason they
understanding.
invited us. Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah, I thought it was just gonna be one of us. I didn't know that it was gonna be all of us, but I'm very supportive that all of us being there, but
Okay.
What time again?
At
5
5,
o'clock.
at 5 PM, and they meet in the conference room in the basement of the
CSB.
if,
CSB.
CSB, yeah.
yeah.
I kept wanting to say RTA,
Same
and I knew
building,
that wasn't
but
right.
in
the
We,
In
if
the
we may
conference room, yeah.
wanna move that meeting, since there's gonna be, if they're gonna do it in their office, if they don't have much room.
they do
They,
it
I
in the
believe.
basement.
They do it in the basement,
I
okay,
believe
okay,
so.
because there certainly is not enough room to get all of us in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so
All right.
how you can blame me for this one?
All right.
I have one more.
Yeah.
We have an application for liquor license for the Dollar General in Bettsville, if there's any opposition.
Does that pass through,
They have to make an application to the state, and then they send it to us as the local authority to see if we have any thoughts, yay or
they're not in,
nay.
they're not in village limits, so it's us, or is it
It
both?
says Liberty Township, Bettsville. I don't know if it goes to both or not, because all we get is the county notice.
Okay.
So you're gonna be able to buy a fifth of liquor for $1?
No, it's still state pricing.
I would certainly suggest that you talk with the township trustees and with Liberty Township to see if they have any objection to it.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
what they're, I'm
We
assuming
can
they.
find out the process if it goes to both.
Yeah. I mean, there is a, in the village, there is a bar, but I don't know
Also
what their township
drive-through.
zoning is. Because I know some townships have the license where they can sell but cannot serve, or have zoning.
Right. Correct.
Limits one and not the other, and this would obviously be selling, not serving, but, yeah, let's confirm with Liberty Township. We'll do that, that's a good idea. Anything else? Okay, entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and second to adjourn, all in favor, say aye.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh,
We're getting-
Diane,
I
sorry,
have a comment.
okay.
Talk, in reference to Mr. Zoller about the East Junior High building, as I call it too. I'm an old geezer also. But anyhow, I had questioned the availability of insurance on that building. And if Corsa wouldn't insure it, what would it cost for a private insurer on that building if they wouldn't? If the county went into there or something and then used that building, would they be able to get insurance through the Corsa?
Didn't we require?
And there was a comment made about that, well, you check it afterwards, you can't check it afterwards, you check it afterwards, it's too late. So there ought to be reference to, there ought to be knowledge of what's gonna happen as far as that's concerned there. And like I said, I had a daughter and a son that went through there, and at that time, they wouldn't let them in that part of that building, and it had wood floors in it, and I think that's part of the problem. And if you get into something like that, with a building that's used for a public building, you might have some problems that you don't wanna see. I mean, I hope the building can be salvaged, don't get me wrong, but maybe it's not for the county to go in there and stick their neck in a noose on it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Didn't we inquire with Corsa?
Stacy
I thought
did.
we did. What was the
Well,
response with that?
Stacy said that she checked them and they didn't have any knowledge of it. And I got a hunch, possibly Mr. Salber and Nutter have some knowledge of that, have been back in that era. 2000, I think it might have been 2004. I know it happened, but I can't prove it, you know?
Can't we-
She contacted Corsa directly, and
They
then
had no
also our
record of
local
having
agent,
been
and they
through.
didn't have,
But
even at that, so much time has passed that, of course, if
I,
we need Corsa to look
I
at
would
it.
You'd have to look at it
suggest,
again
though,
anyway.
I would suggest though that before you make a commitment on that, find out if Corsa will insure or not. If, you know, they can come back and look at it again, I would assume, without any problem. And if they don't insure, it, how much extra is it gonna cost to insure it with you'd have to insure it with a private insurer. You'd have to, or you'd be in real trouble.
All right, Loretta?
Yes, as far as the wood floors, there are wood floors in the juvenile court building now. And
I
it's
know that, but
insured
that
by
building's
Corsa.
down the tube too, it should be, shouldn't it?
Exactly, that's why they want to build something new.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sure I'm
the
sure
wood
there
floors
might be
are- I mean, it's
clauses based on
insurable.
when we had the building as well as affects the rates, but I don't know all those things without talking to Corsa. They did say they didn't recall having been through, but they would definitely go through and look on our behalf if we wanted them to do that. I think is how it was left, if we felt that was a need, so. so,
Well, like I say, better,
good point.
better make sure that you can cover your behind
Yeah.
if you go in there. That's all I can say.
yeah, for sure.
There are a lot of liabilities there with that older
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah.
We certainly are cognizant of those.
All right. At this point, anything else for the good of the order? None, I have a motion and a second to adjourn, and I'm gonna take the vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We stand adjourned at 10:34.